Today, let's talk about some game. I heard two aspects of the game that I really like that we can all learn from. It's very vital in life. I believe this is both emotionally and physical health. Two aspects of game. I'm talking about two of the most important aspects of game. One, you're 100 and out of 100 at all times. And two, the not big deal attitude at all times. But the thing is, to have that, you're going to have to build a wall. And building a wall requires work. This is going to require work. And I have not even mastered all of this skill yet. I have not known many people who have mastered the skill of this wall yet. But I have the wall partially built. But I'm going to tell you what right now what I have learned and what have helped me give me that 100 out of 100 confidence level and the developing of the not big deal attitude. In life, you can get challenges in life that test this. You're going to have failures, rejections. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It will happen in life. But what do you do about it? How do you keep that, build that wall? Well, I'm going to go over four things today. And I'm going to make a series of videos on this because this is kind of complicated yet simple. And like I said, I'm still working on this myself. There's four things you have to do. Faith, work, don't compare yourself to others. I forgot the other one. Three things. We'll talk about three things. Okay. The Bible says, what you sow, you shall reap. Oh, the fourth thing. Go for stuff. What the Bible says, what you sow, you shall reap. There's some faith here. When it comes to this attitude, and not big deal attitude, or the 100 out of 100 confidence level, it takes some work. Let me explain to you what I'm telling you. To have the faith is going to take work. So be consistent in something. Be consistent in a skill. When you start getting the skill better, it's going to gain confidence and faith. So just keep continuing no matter what happens, no matter what people say, keep developing that faith, that skill, which is you put it in the work and you're putting in the seed. It's going to reap something. We don't know when, but it's going to reap something. And like I said before, the goal is to just do the work and plant the seed. According to the Bible, something good's going to come out of that. So you're up to a good start when you do all that. So you put in the work, planting that seed. The second thing is don't compare yourself to others. What I'm talking about here is you don't compare yourself to others. I watched this movie one time, Facing the Giants. I had a lot of good information come out of that movie. But this is one thing the coach said in that movie. It's about the field goal. You got this guy who has the fanciest field goal. He hit the ball so high, it looked like he could kick a 64-yard field goal. But it was just right. It didn't make it. Then you had this other guy who barely made it in the post, but made it in. Well, guess what? The guy who barely made it into the post got the job done. So again, don't focus on what people say. Don't focus on what people do. Focus on what you did. For example, you made that field goal. That got field goal? He made that field goal. He got the job done. It didn't look pretty, but it got the job done. For example, I do serious examples here. Let's say if you went for a mechanic job and you don't have any experience, but you build cars, worked on motors yourself, and you got those motors started. That right there, again, that's putting in the work. And you got the job done right there. So, yes, you can say you're a mechanic, but just keep putting in the work if you want to be real special at that. CDL driver. Let's say you were a garbage man and you had trouble backing at first. But you had to get out and go when you back all the time. You had to get out and go, make sure you don't hit anything. Then you have this other guy who does it with ease. It doesn't matter because even if you had to get out and look all the time, you backed that thing in there. You got the job done. It just didn't look as pretty. The results are there. You got the job done. So that's what I'm saying. You don't compare yourself to others. Some might be prettier than others on what they do. But the focus is just get the job done. At the end of the day, all those guys got paychecks that got the job done. So that's the second thing is don't compare yourself to others. Yep, that's the result. Now, the fourth thing I was talking about, go for stuff. You can't plant a seed unless you go for it. You have to put the seed somewhere. So you're going to have to put that seed in that particular location and see if it works. That's going for stuff. The Bible says, be bold. Go for stuff. Be bold. See what happens. You don't know when it's going to sprout. You don't know what's going to happen. So, those four things you can learn from. And I got more aspects of this. But you think about that wall. From this video right here. That wall. You know you can do the job. Not anyone's inferior to you. Not anyone can beat you. Because you don't compare yourself. You don't let yourself go down because of comparing yourself to others. You can't. Then you got the not big deal attitude. The not big deal attitude comes from the faith that this is what the Bible says. The Bible says what you sow, you shall reap. If you sow good stuff, like if you put in the work for something, you're going to eventually reap it. That's what the Bible says. So if you have faith in that, anything that you do, you can have a not a big deal attitude. And yes, try to get that at all times. And I'm probably going to need to get a good diet on that too. Find a good diet on that too. And a not big deal attitude. There's some stuff you can eat too that can help calm you down. Have that not big deal attitude, and you're the man at all times. And you're not better than anybody, and you're not too special. Because I know for one thing, people, even women in general, that's another thing they look for. It's like they don't look for like you trying to impress them. But by doing this advice right here, you can't impress anybody. You just get the job done, and that's what you do. It's not a big deal. And people, even hiring managers or even people in general, men, everyone reads these lives. So we want to be that guy that has the 100 out of 100 attitude and then not a big deal attitude. It's not a big deal. And it's going to be a personality that's going to be really attractive to everyone, even women, even women. And like I said, this is the most important aspect of game. If you're looking to get women, this is probably one of the more important videos you can see right here. But I'm not a PUA. I'm just trying to say this way because I think this is what PUAs are getting right in this aspect.